In this video, I'm going to let you in on one of the top cash flow killers that, if left unchecked, will devalue your property and make your cash flow go negative. Hi, I'm Christian with Landlord Advocates. We're all about providing you with the tools and resources to make sure that you make more money and you get to keep some more in your pocket. This video is a part of the full 27-point Cash Flow Killer Masterclass, and you can download it for free right now if you click the link here or here. With that, let's get started and dive right in. Let's take a look at Cash Flow Killer number 5. One-trick pony marketing. Okay, I love that saying, the one-trick pony. This has to do with marketing a property. Whether you're self-managed or looking for a company, this is a really key thing to make sure is being done correctly, okay? If you're doing the marketing yourself or you're self-managed, I really don't recommend just using one means of marketing to market your property. Okay, I'm not talking about just using Craigslist. There's a lot of issues that can arise with Craigslist, and I'll explain that in a second. But make sure that you're using some sort of other means of advertising. A lot of times they cost money. It costs money to have other third-party services advertise your property for you, but it's worth it because you're paying. You're paying something. You're paying money, so you know it's going to be done right, and it's going to be on the correct type of websites. So yeah, self-managed people. I want to talk about Craigslist for a second because that is a free website that allows people to buy and sell anything, right? From properties to phones to whatever. So you have to make sure that if you're self-managed that you're really careful, because a lot of tenants out there that don't have the best backgrounds, maybe they have some past evictions, maybe they don't make a lot of money, okay? They know that self-managed people typically don't want to spend the money on paid advertising, so they go to Craigslist or a free website to advertise. So they know that they're finding properties that are with self-managed people. And a lot of times self-managed people don't have the wisdom or the experience, or they're not familiar with these 27 points of property management that will allow them to be a good enough landlord to be able to vet those tenants properly. So basically what they're saying is, okay, I'm going to go on Craigslist. I'm going to find landlords that don't use property management companies. And even though I have 6 evictions and I make $800 a month, I'll probably be able to get into the property anyway because I can just lie my way through it. That's their mindset, and that happens all the time. I would say that the number one source of placing bad tenants is through Craigslist, and that's just because of the way that works. They know that they can find self-managed people that don't necessarily have the experience yet or the right way to vet a tenant properly. So just be cautious with Craigslist. I really recommend using paid advertising. Now, for those of you looking for property management companies, it's the same concept, okay? You need to find a company that says, we do everything in our power to advertise your property correctly, and we actually spend extra money up front. Now, every real estate firm has access to the multiple listing service or the MLS, and it's the best tool. It's great. It's what all realtors use to list properties. It's contains all confidential information that only realtors have access to. But what it does most importantly is once the data is inputted, the pictures, the property descriptions, all that kind of stuff, it's then syndicated to all the big websites, Realtor.com, HotPads, Trulia, Zillow, a lot of ones that people are familiar with. When you go to Google and you type in properties for rent in whatever city, those are the big websites that pop up. And the way those websites get your property information is usually through the MLS. Now, every real estate firm, like I said, has access to the MLS, and they do pay for it. That is technically paid advertising, but everybody has it, so there's really no advantage. Okay, what I'm suggesting is finding a company that has the resources to pay for third-party advertising, right? And I don't really need to name the names of those services that they use because it's more for their sake. But really, just the question to ask them is, do you use any other means of advertising besides the MLS? And it's not even at that point necessarily about your property being advertised correctly, because to me, what it really says, if they say yes, we spend the money on other means, what that tells me is they really care about their clients, right? Because they're actually spending more money out of their pocket to pay for these other services because they really want to make sure that your property gets rented. Now, of course, when your property is rented, it means they're making money too, but they understand that a happy client means happiness for them as well because everyone's happy. So I think of it like columns that hold up a building, right? Like pillars almost. So if you have the MLS, third-party advertising, and then another way that they can usually do it is talking to past tenants that they've already approved that maybe didn't get the chance to get into a property because there were so many applicants. So they already know the tenants are vetted, they're processed, they're good tenants. So it's basically like internal advertising at that point because they already have a list of qualified tenants. So there's really those three pillars that they should have. And if one gets knocked out, you still have two that are holding up the building. So the problem is if they only have the MLS and that gets knocked out, or the MLS has a lot of technical issues sometimes where it'll go down for a day or two. Then your property's just sitting there unadvertised, or it doesn't syndicate properly. The information doesn't go out to those websites properly. So the point is, if there's a company that's out there and they're saying, look, we use 2 or 3 methods of advertising, then you know that they're actually willing to spend a little bit of money out of pocket. They're probably going to be a really good company, and they're going to allow you to advertise properly. That was just one of the 27 cash flow killers that's waiting for you inside the full masterclass, which you can download for free by clicking the link here or there. All you have to do is simply enter your details, and you'll get instant access to the complete masterclass training for free. You might be asking yourself, why is it free? And if I was in your shoes, I'd be thinking the same thing. We're planning on putting this on the market for $197 in the future, but before we do that, we need some documented success stories. So go on over, watch the full masterclass, give us your feedback if you think it's worthy. With that, we'll see you on the other side. We can't wait.